HESI A2 Urinary System Questions. Question 1. A review item describes a urinary structure that forms downstream capillaries around nephron tubules. Which option identifies it? Option A, vasa recta. Option B, kidney. Option C, efferent arteriole. Option D, nephron. The correct answer is option C, efferent arteriole. For linking filtration with reabsorption, this urinary structure carries blood away from the glomerulus. It can also be recognized because it forms downstream capillaries around nephron tubules. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 2. A review item describes a urinary structure that uses smooth minus muscle peristalsis. Which option identifies it? Option A, renal pelvis. Option B, ureter. Option C, the ascending limb. Option D, a proximal convoluted tubule. The correct answer is option B, ureter. For transporting urine, this urinary structure moves urine from a kidney to the bladder. It can also be recognized because it uses smooth minus muscle peristalsis. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 3. Which option identifies the urinary structure with this feature? It contains fenestrated endothelium, basement membrane, and filtration slits. Option A, ureter. Option B, urethra. Option C, renal medulla. Option D, filtration membrane. The correct answer is option D, filtration membrane. This urinary structure participates in selecting substances for glomerular filtrate. It allows water and small solutes to pass while retaining cells and most proteins, and it contains fenestrated endothelium, basement membrane, and filtration slits. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. A learner connects the clues, helps regulate filtration and blood pressure, and includes specialized cells near the glomerulus and distal tubule. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, juxtaglomerular apparatus. Option B, renal pelvis. Option C, nephron. Option D, the ascending limb. The correct answer is option A, juxtaglomerular apparatus. The function described is that this urinary structure helps regulate filtration and blood pressure. A second identifying feature is that it includes specialized cells near the glomerulus and distal tubule. Together, the two clues explain the role in linking renal flow with hormone signaling. Question 5. Which option identifies the urinary structure with this feature? It also releases hormones involved in red minus cell production and mineral balance. Option A, nephron. Option B, proximal convoluted tubule. Option C, renal pelvis. Option D, kidney. The correct answer is option D, kidney. This urinary structure participates in maintaining internal stability. It filters blood and regulates fluid, electrolytes, pH, and blood pressure, and it also releases hormones involved in red minus cell production and mineral balance. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 6. Impairment of which urinary structure would most directly prevent the following function? Preserves the medullary gradient while supplying deep kidney tissue? Option A, vasa recta. Option B, ureter. Option C, the ascending limb. Option D, urinary bladder. The correct answer is option A, vasa recta. A key clue is that this urinary structure runs alongside long nephron loops. It also preserves the medullary gradient while supplying deep kidney tissue. That combination is central to supporting concentrated urine formation. Question 7. Which option identifies the urinary structure associated with organizing the medulla? In both clues, it channels tubular fluid toward a papilla, and it contains parallel nephron loops and collecting ducts. Option A, renal pyramid. Option B, juxtaglomerular apparatus. Option C, renal pelvis. Option D, kidney. The correct answer is option A, renal pyramid. The function described is that this urinary structure channels tubular fluid toward a papilla. A second identifying feature is that it contains parallel nephron loops and collecting ducts. Together, the two clues explain the role in organizing the medulla. Question 8. A learner connects the clues, reabsorbs most filtered water and many useful solutes, and has abundant microvilli and mitochondria. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, renal pelvis. Option B, urinary bladder. Option C, proximal convoluted tubule. Option D, peritubular capillary. The correct answer is option C, proximal convoluted tubule. The function described is that this urinary structure reabsorbs most filtered water and many useful solutes. A second identifying feature is that it has abundant microvilli and mitochondria. Together, the two clues explain the role in recovering nutrients and ions early. Are you looking for Get actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access GED study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get GED answer key today. Question 9. Impairment of which process would most directly prevent the following function? Returns useful substances from tubular fluid to blood? Option A, exocytosis. Option B, elastic recoil. Option C, external intercostal contraction. Option D, tubular reabsorption. The correct answer is option D, tubular reabsorption. A key clue is that this process recovers most filtered water, glucose, and electrolytes. It also returns useful substances from tubular fluid to blood. That combination is central to conserving body resources. Question 10. A student is reviewing a concept involved in evaluating kidney function. Which option identifies the process with this function? Measures filtrate formed by both kidneys per unit time? Option A, metabolic alkalosis. Option B, renal compensation. Option C, glomerular filtration rate. Option D, a blood glucose regulation. The correct answer is option C, glomerular filtration rate. The role tested here involves evaluating kidney function. This process measures filtrate formed by both kidneys per unit time. It can also be identified because it is influenced by filtration pressure and surface properties. Question 11. A learner connects the clues, sets final urine concentration in response to water minus balance signals, and passes through the medullary osmotic gradient. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, collecting duct. Option B, proximal convoluted tubule. Option C, descending limb. Option D, renal cortex. The correct answer is option A, collecting duct. The function described is that this urinary structure sets final urine concentration in response to water minus balance signals. A second identifying feature is that it passes through the medullary osmotic gradient. Together, the two clues explain the role in determining water loss. Question 12. A learner connects the clues, starts a hormone cascade when renal perfusion or sodium delivery falls and is released by specialized cells near the afferent arteriole. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, dermal papilla. Option B, exhalation. Option C, plantar flexion. Option D, renin. The correct answer is option D, renin. The function described is that this enzyme starts a hormone cascade when renal perfusion or sodium delivery falls. A second identifying feature is that it is released by specialized cells near the afferent arteriole. Together, the two clues explain the role in supporting blood pressure. Question 13. A review item describes a urinary structure that responds to hormones and participates in secretion. Which option identifies it? Option A, proximal convoluted tubule. Option B, afferent arteriole. Option C, renal pyramid. Option D, distal convoluted tubule. The correct answer is option D, distal convoluted tubule. For adjusting filtrate composition, this urinary structure fine-tunes electrolyte and acid-base handling. It can also be recognized because it responds to hormones and participates in secretion. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 14. A review item describes a process that is driven mainly by capillary hydrostatic pressure. Which option identifies it? Option A, osmosis. Option B, renal bicarbonate reabsorption. Option C, glomerular filtration. Option D, vitamin B12 absorption. The correct answer is option C, glomerular filtration. For beginning urine formation, this process moves water and small solutes from blood into the nephron. It can also be recognized because it is driven mainly by capillary hydrostatic pressure. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 15. Which option identifies the urinary structure most important for organizing nephron structures because it contains renal corpuscles and many convoluted tubules? Option A, juxtaglomerular apparatus. Option B, renal cortex. Option C, vasa recta. Option D, kidney. The correct answer is option B, renal cortex. A key clue is that this urinary structure forms the outer portion of the kidney. It also contains renal corpuscles and many convoluted tubules. That combination is central to organizing nephron structures. Question 16. Which option identifies the urinary structure with this feature? It passes through increasingly concentrated medullary tissue. Option A, descending limb. Option B, peritubular capillary. Option C, renal cortex. Option D, kidney. The correct answer is option A, descending limb. This urinary structure participates in concentrating tubular fluid. It allows water to leave while retaining much dissolved salt, and it passes through increasingly concentrated medullary tissue. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 17. Which option identifies the urinary structure with this feature? It includes a renal corpuscle and tubule. Option A, urinary bladder. Option B, nephron. Option C, renal pyramid. Option D, distal convoluted tubule. The correct answer is option B, nephron. This urinary structure participates in producing urine. It forms the functional unit that filters and modifies fluid, and it includes a renal corpuscle and tubule. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 18. Which option identifies the urinary structure most important for draining the urinary organ because it collects urine before it enters the ureter? Option A, nephron. Option B, renal pelvis. Option C, urethra. Option D, renal pyramid. The correct answer is option B, renal pelvis. A key clue is that this urinary structure is a funnel-shaped expansion inside the kidney. It also collects urine before it enters the ureter. That combination is central to draining the urinary organ. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. Which option identifies the urinary structure most directly associated with eliminating urine and this function carries urine from the bladder to the exterior? Option A, urethra. Option B, nephron loop. Option C, distal convoluted tubule. Option D, proximal convoluted tubule. The correct answer is option A, urethra. This urinary structure participates in eliminating urine. It carries urine from the bladder to the exterior, and it differs in length and reproductive association between sexes. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 20. A learner connects the clues, moves selected substances from blood into tubular fluid and helps eliminate hydrogen ions, drugs, and excess potassium. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, atrial natriuretic response. Option B, negative feedback. Option C, tubular secretion. Option D, homeostasis. The correct answer is option C, tubular secretion. The function described is that this process moves selected substances from blood into tubular fluid. A second identifying feature is that it helps eliminate hydrogen ions, drugs, and excess potassium. Together, the two clues explain the role in fine-tuning urine composition. Question 21. Which option identifies the urinary structure whose key function is reabsorbs salt but is relatively impermeable to water? Option A, ascending limb. Option B, glomerulus. Option C, peritubular capillary. Option D, afferent arteriole. The correct answer is option A, ascending limb. This urinary structure reabsorbs salt but is relatively impermeable to water. It helps create the medullary gradient. These linked features explain the role in diluting tubular fluid. Question 22. Which option identifies the sphincter that provides involuntary control at the bladder outlet? Option A, internal anal sphincter. Option B, internal urethral sphincter. Option C, external anal sphincter. Option D, external urethral sphincter. The correct answer is option B, internal urethral sphincter. This sphincter provides involuntary control at the bladder outlet. It contains smooth muscle. These linked features explain the role in regulating urine release. Question 23. A review item describes a urinary structure that extends into the medulla with descending and ascending limbs. Which option identifies it? Option A, nephron. Option B, nephron loop. Option C, juxtaglomerular apparatus. Option D, kidney. The correct answer is option B, nephron loop. For building the medullary osmotic gradient, this urinary structure creates conditions that help concentrate urine. It can also be recognized because it extends into the medulla with descending and ascending limbs. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 24. Which option identifies the urinary structure most directly associated with controlling micturition and this function, stores urine until elimination? Option A, descending limb. Option B, descending limb. Option C, collecting duct. Option D, urinary bladder. The correct answer is option D, urinary bladder. This urinary structure participates in controlling micturition. It stores urine until elimination, and it has a distensible wall lined by transitional epithelium. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 25. Which option identifies the sphincter best matching this description? It contains skeletal muscle under somatic control, and it provides voluntary control of urination. Option A, internal urethral sphincter. Option B, lower esophageal sphincter. Option C, external urethral sphincter. Option D, external anal sphincter. The correct answer is option C, external urethral sphincter. For delaying micturition, this sphincter provides voluntary control of urination. It can also be recognized because it contains skeletal muscle under somatic control. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations.